Welcome to our comprehensive guide on how to successfully fill out Form I-864, the Affidavit of Support, a crucial step for many green card applications. Form I-864 is a legally binding contract where a sponsor agrees to financially support an intending immigrant, preventing them from becoming a public charge in the U.S. This form is primarily required for most family-sponsored immigrants seeking lawful permanent residence, including immediate relatives like spouses and unmarried children under 21. It also applies to family preference categories, but there are exceptions, such as certain adopted orphans or self-petitioning widows and VAWA applicants. To be a sponsor, you must be at least 18 years old, a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, and domiciled within the United States. A key requirement is meeting the income threshold, which is typically 125% of the federal poverty guidelines for your household size. However, active duty military personnel sponsoring a spouse or child only need to meet 100% of the federal poverty guidelines. Your household size calculation is critical and includes yourself, your spouse, children, other dependents, any joint sponsors, and all intending immigrants. Always refer to Form I-864P for the most current federal poverty guidelines, which are updated annually. For example, in 2024, a household of 2 in the 48 contiguous states needs an income of $25,550, while a household of 4 requires $38,825. Income can come from wages, self-employment, retirement, or even alimony, provided you have 3 years of proof. If your income is insufficient, you can use assets, household members' income with Form I-864A, or even joint sponsors to meet the requirements. Now let's walk through the form section by section, starting with Part 1, Basis for Filing, where you indicate the immigrant's category. Part 2 requires information about the immigrants, starting with the principal applicant's name, address, date of birth, and relationship to you. In Part 3, you, as the sponsor, will provide your full legal name, contact information, citizenship status, and A number, or SSN. Part 4 is dedicated to your household information, where you'll detail your household size calculation and list all members. Part 5 covers your employment and income, requiring your current individual income, tax information for the last 3 years, and sources of income. If you're using assets to meet the income requirement, Part 6 is where you'll list their fair market value and how much income they generate. Part 7 outlines the sponsor's contract, acknowledging your 10-year liability to support the immigrant at 125% of the federal poverty guidelines. Finally, Part 8 is your sponsor's statement, where you certify the information, sign, and date the form. Remember, wet ink signatures are required. For necessary documents, you'll need your most recent IRS tax return transcripts, W-2s, or 1099s for the last 3 years. Proof of current income, such as pay stubs from the last 6 months or an employer letter, is also essential. Don't forget proof of your citizenship or lawful permanent residency, like a birth certificate, passport, or green card copy. Common mistakes include incorrect household size calculations, using outdated guidelines, or insufficient documentation. Another frequent error is not disclosing prior sponsorships or signing the wrong edition of the form. To ensure approval, always download the latest form and instructions directly from uscis.gov. File your I-864 with your I-130 petition or I-485 adjustment application, and consider a joint sponsor if needed. Precisely calculate your household size, and remember that e-signatures are not permitted. An original wet ink signature is mandatory. While processing times vary, most I-864 forms are processed within 1 month at USCIS, though delays can occur. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us today. We know the immigration process can feel overwhelming, and you don't have to go through it alone. For step-by-step guidance and tools that make everything easier, visit immigraflow.us. And don't forget to subscribe to the ImmigrAflow YouTube channel. We're here to support you every step of the way.